Okay, here is another one. This time we are going to write a NS chart to accept quantity and price of apple and display the cost of the transaction. So basically the price into quantity, you multiply and show the result. So you are going to ask how many apples you want, and you are going to ask what is the price of each apple, and then you multiply the two and you are going to give the total. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. Before we try, I'd like to you have to take some time and try on your own first. Okay, right. So let's go ahead with this. This is the version I have. So basically, there's a start, show command to display this message, how many apples, and then get the values. So this will display on the screen. Therefore, we need a screen to write on this because of the show statement, and then there is a get statement or even assignment statement. If it is there, you need those variables. So here we are using a variable called apple QTY or quantity QTY. So we need a variable for that. So apple QTY, we have a variable. Then there is a show. So show will go onto the screen. So then there is no problem. Then there is a get apple price. So we need another variable. One is apple QTY. The other one is apple price. So we need a variable for that as well. So I have now a variable. This variable is here, and this variable is here. Okay, and then the rest are show statements. So the screen will take care of that. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to accept the price of the number of apples the person is trying to buy, and we are going to ask him how much each one is, and we are going to display the total value. Okay, so let's try and do this. And as you know, these are all processes, and it will always start from the start and go up to the end or the stop. So and it will go one by one in the increasing order. Okay, there's no decision or loop here, so it's just straightforward. So let's start. Start, nothing happens. It's just the beginning of the NS chart. Then you go to this. It says show how many apples. So whatever that is within double quotes will come onto the screen. Why are we doing that? Because this is the only part the user is going to see. The user will not see this one. This is also inside the computer. Generally, the computer is following those instructions and it's there in the memory. And this also is in the memory. The user also won't see. This is the screen, which is what the user is viewing, what is available to the user. This is what the user is seeing. So if the program directly goes to get apple quantity, it will just be waiting, and the user will not get any idea of what he has to do. So that is why we are initially giving a message, so that this is the area that the user is seeing. So immediately he sees, after this statement is executed, that message comes in, how many apples. So at least now the user will respond because of this message. So when he responds, so after displaying that, you are in this line, okay? So when the user responds, we are in this line, which is whatever that you respond with and press enter, the value and enter will go into the apple quantity. That's the variable that's going to get that. So let's let's type 6 and enter, and the 6 goes into the apple quantity, which is this variable, okay? So here we get 6. Then you go to the next line, and so now we have asked how many apples, and we got 6. Now we are going to ask for the price. So we are going to give a message like enter price of an apple, or you can just say enter price, or whatever message you wish within double quotes. Remember, the double quotes does not get printed. It just shows the beginning and the end of the text, okay? So when this executes, that message will appear here, enter price of an apple. Now again, it goes to the next line, and it's now waiting for get statement is waiting for a value. That value, when the user types and enters, will go into this variable called apple price, which is this variable. So let's say we type something like 110 and press enter, that will go into apple price. This will become 110. So then after it's taken that, it's going to the next line. Here we are going to give the total and show, okay, the cost is so much, or the value is so much. So before that, we would like to give a message. Just say bill amount is, so this is the statement that's going to fire or execute, that will come on the screen, saying bill amount is. And then you go to the next line, and in the next line we show there is no double quotes, so these are variables, okay? If there is double quotes, then we have to just use the word apple QTY and whatever. But here there is no double quotes, so these are variables. Now this is not a variable because it's within double quotes. Okay, here no double quotes are there, so apple quantity refers to apple quantity refers to this quantity, and apple price refers to apple price, which is this. So basically, this is going to show, which means it's going to appear on the screen, apple quantity multiplied by, this is the multiplication symbol, apple price. So 6 into 110. So 6 into 110 will be shown on the screen. The result of 6 into 110 will be shown on the screen, which is 660. Then you go to the next line and you will come to the end. So as you see, that one provided us values for that. Now let's, the same NS chart, we will write on this time with some different data. Okay, earlier we put 6 and some value 110 accordingly. Now we will write on again. So this time we are able to give different value. That is the advantage of having a variable here. We don't have any fixed value here. No, it's just waiting for any value. So let's again do it and see. So again we need the screen and the two variables for this and this. Okay, the variables are there. Show, you will have the screen. Let's start. So start, nothing happened. We go to this. It's going to print how many apples, same as earlier. Then we go to the next line, waiting for some value. Now this time we'll type 5. Then that will be taken by apple quantity, which is this variable. Okay, so this will become 5. Then you go to the next line, which says enter price of an apple. So it displays enter price of an apple. And then we go to the next line, waiting for a value. And whatever typed in and entered will go into apple price, which is this variable. So this time we'll put 125 and enter, that goes into apple price because of this. Okay, it's get statement. Take from the keyboard and put it into the variable. So 125 goes in that from this statement. Okay, then we go to the next line, which says bill amount is, show bill amount is. So it will show bill amount is total. Sorry, bill amount is. If you want to say total, then we have to include the word total also in here. Now there is no word total here, so you just say bill amount is. Okay. Then go to the next line, which is to say apple quantity multiplied by price. Show. Show means come on the screen. So apple quantity this time is 5. Apple price is 125. So 5 into 125 gets multiplied, and that result goes onto the screen as 625. Then you go to the next line, and that brings us to the end. So as you can see, if you want, you can again dry run this time with a different set of values, and you will get. So whatever value you give, the instruction to the computer here, these are the instructions to the computer, says take the first price, how many apples, get the price, and then multiply that and show the result. So this is what is going to happen. If you dry run with another set of values also, it will just do that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that one. If you have any doubts, questions, please put it in the group. Thank you very much.